And we are live. Good morning, everybody. It's your favorite truck driver, ex-truck driver in the whole wide world. It's Bitcoin Ben. Here for the morning, what the pluck is going on in cryptocurrencies and the rest of the world. Now, I got my coffee. I got my chaga. I got my ibuprofen. This is when I plan on dealing with liberals. And I got my vitamin D3 and water. Now, today we are going to talk about the environment of the world, the environment in which we find ourselves. And we're all going to take a moment and we're going to accept reality. Accept the reality of the situation. This is imperative that we all do this, right? The reason that we have to do this is this. There's an illusion in front of us. I'm going to use the example of a movie, all right? We're all watching a movie right now, and it's had its ups, it's had its downs, it's had the moment you cried, the moment you laughed, the moment you were happy, the moment you were sad. And now we're coming towards the end of the movie. So the end of the movie is not really the ending of the movie. It's when you figure out the point of the movie. That's when you figure out the true meaning behind the movie or the ending of the book. The ending of the movie. Hey, my lovely wife's here. Oh, there we go. Good morning, Kelly Wisness, you sexy redhead. Once you've figured out the movie and once it concludes, now you have to get back to the reality of what is after the movie. All right? That's the moment we're at right now. The movie's wrapping up. The illusion is wrapping up. And although it's generically going to go on, like the mainstream media is still going to exist. The lies are still going to be there. The untold and unknowns of the movie are still there. Because we're in a situation where we have been fed a fantasy. We have been fed an illusion. Unlike a movie, we don't see after the happy ending. We just assume. Morning, Bob. I love this new camera. We don't see after the happy ending. We don't see after Sleeping Beauty enters the castle with the prince. We don't see the rest of their lives. And we have to live in our reality. Now, the reason that I say our reality, right, is because each of our realities are different. Like my reality's not your reality. Your reality's not my reality. And so we have to get into the groove of our own realities again. And we're reaching a point where and this has to do with technology and history. All right. That's why history rhymes and it doesn't really repeat. The reason it rhymes is the overall lesson of history is that's what rhymes. The fact that every single fiat currency has died. The reason that each event where that happened is not exactly the same, but it rhymes. They all have failed. The fact that each level of globalization is we've had globalization in the past. A perfect example would be Genghis Khan. All right, Genghis Khan, did you know that 63% of men on the planet Earth shared DNA with friggin' Genghis Khan? You know why? Because he killed most of the men that he went up against. And he bred with most of the women that he encountered. Now this guy got around. It's said that Genghis Khan impregnated over 100,000 women during his lifetime. That's a whole lot of child support, all right? Not that they had child support back then, but yeah, Genghis Khan was a breeding mofo. So I think it's 63% of men share DNA with Genghis Khan. And he globalized. He changed society on a global scale. Prior to Genghis Khan, everything was tribal. Genghis Khan was the first organized empire that expanded over most of the known world. And that failed. But if you know why it failed, then you understand, right? Oh, that's funny. I think my mom slept with that dude. Right? Yeah. And Alexander the Great. Same thing there. All right. Yeah. He said there'd be 5 women a day for 60 years. Brother, don't put... Remember when you were 20? Can you think back that far? If it's amazing history. But this, what I'm trying to explain here is that we are at a moment where technology is now at a flipping point. All right. So far in human history, all of our technology was pushing towards centralization, away from decentralized. Because with Genghis Khan, everything, all right, with Genghis Khan, what he did was he took decentralized and he centralized. Alexander the Great decentralized into centralized. So all of our technology up to now has been a centralizing factor. Like the telephone. The telephone is a centralization of communication, right? And I'm talking corporate wise. I'm talking company wise, because initially the telephone was a decentralizing technology, but it eventually centralized into a few corporations. Now, the technology allowed me to call another entity or another person. So the communications, that was able to be done before, but I'd have to travel to communicate with that individual. What we have now, the difference between now and all of the past is this. Everything that is centralized now is being ripped apart and decentralized. What this means, and this is the point of my video, is all of that centralized wealth of these major corporations are now exploding, and that wealth, that value is exploding out into the decentralizing technology of blockchain and cryptos. Right? Hey, was there even that many women around his area at the time? No, he traveled. Right? Have dick, will travel. It's Genghis Khan never went back home. You realize that he traveled for 30 years and never went back home. Right? He conquered all these areas and never returned back home. That, right, I sideboard. All right. So now we have technology that allows for these centralized services, these centralized products, these centralized corporations. Like that's what a DAO is. All right, a DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization. Right? That's what a DAO is. It's where you can set code to run an application and it runs by itself and it just sends you money that it collects providing a service. And the service is just it's just a service you use, right? The equivalent is like a website, right? If you build a website and you have that website accept credit cards, and that website is a membership website, right? Well, that website has code in it, and that code let's say it's a recipe DAO that once a week, its job is to send out a new recipe to 1,000 addresses. And each one of those addresses is a member of the DAO. And so those who are in smart contracts with the DAO every week will receive a recipe for a new, dish, a new like pie or something. And the DAO doesn't have any employees. It doesn't rely on any, like, let's say you have a DAO, you write a DAO, right? And the DAO's job is to analyze the number one recipe searched for on Google each week and send out that recipe to all of the participants of the DAO. And the participants of the DAO have paid money, cryptos, to receive that weekly recipe. You launch that DAO, and voila, you're off and running. Right? Another form of a DAO would be an NFT. An NFT is a trigger. Right? Let's say I sell an NFT, and in that code, every time that NFT transfers, I receive 10% of that transferred value. Then, no matter how many times that thing sells, my wallet receives 10%. What this allows for is never-ending generation of wealth linked with the popularity of the information. All right? It's like if every Elvis song ever put out was put out on an NFT structure, then every single time that song was played, it would charge. In order to play it, they'd have to send in currency to trigger the ability to play it. And that trigger would pay Elvis or whoever held the wallet that the NFT was directed to pay out to. Yes, NFTs as club memberships for certain perks are going to change the game of a lot of industries. Abso-plucking-lutely, brother. And my point is this, is cryptos and NFTs and DAOs and smart contracts. The old system is used to centralizing information. This technology is strictly to decentralize and hold ownership of the information to the creator. This is a game changer for anybody who understands it. And this wave of technology is going to have breakaway technologies that also are game changers. I use the example of a neighborhood restaurant. All right. This is another way for people to make money. And I think a lot of women are going to do this in the future. And a lot of men. I don't know. All right. Is this. They're going to cook up a dinner. They're going to put out a menu. Like my wife is on the Facebook group of our neighborhood here. Well, someone in our neighborhood, because we got about, I think like 114 homes in our neighborhood. Somebody is going to understand that they can offer a meal at the end of the day. All right. And they're going to be able to post it in the morning and say, hey, today for dinner, I'm offering XYZ. All right. And XYZ, maybe it's barbecue, maybe it's spaghetti, maybe it's whatever. And other people in the neighborhood can say, oh, that sounds great. and they can message that person, right? And they can say, hey, hook me up with 4 plates of spaghetti. I'll be there at about 5:15. No problem. The person charges, let's say, $12 a plate, right? They pull up to the driveway. They bring out the plates or the trays, just, put on, wrapped up. There you go. Drive down the street, hop out. You got fresh spaghetti right there. And what that's going to do is that's going to disrupt an already decentralizing technology that we call Uber Eats or Grubhub. It's going to decentralize restaurants. Because when you go to the restaurant, you're not going to the restaurant for the waitress. No, you're going for the cook. You're going to a centralized place for the cook. Well, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, most of the time that you eat, you're not going out for the experience of going out. Most nights, you just want a good meal. You don't need and you don't want to cook it. And you don't want the cleanup. Well, if you're getting your dinner on a paper plate or a tray or whatever, you can just throw away. But you don't have to place the order. You don't have to go out of your way. The house is in your neighborhood. You know which house it is. You pull up, you know the gal. You know her food's quality. You've eaten there before, whatever. See, and you're helping a neighbor. You're helping a neighbor grow a business. But that business is hers or his. See, we've lived in a society of centralization so long that we've never experienced the reverse of that. Where now the centralization has grown so big that now the decentralization, it might use this business model for weed. That's been going on for years. But you don't post it on a neighborhood, Facebook group. And we are decentralizing everything. And the amount of money that's going to be generated, the amount of value that is generated is going to be amazing, right? Because what I'm saying is that it's going to be so simple for people to get information to and from each other that's going to seep into like having employees If your company has employees, you're going to be decentralized. A perfect example is Twitter. Right? Twitter does not need that many employees unless unless Twitter has an agenda. Because Twitter is just sharing information. Unless you want to discriminate against some of that information, you don't need humans to do that. Humans are what screwed up Twitter. Algorithms is what screwed up Twitter. The ability for Twitter to select only a certain amount or only certain people can share information, right? That's going away. And that's what Elon Musk knows. If you have code, you don't need employees. Employees are a liability to a corporation. Code is not. But that, and me and my wife have talked about this. The future is experiences. The future is unique experiences. Everything else is going to be digitized. Everything else is going to, you're gonna, like, a great example, paying bills. Remember the old days when you had to mail in a check for your house payment every month? Some of you remember that, where every month, because they better get it by the 15th, because if it's past the 15th, you get a late charge, right? You knew what day you had to mail that thing off so it would reach them on the day it was due, right? You don't have to do that anymore. Right. You know, Rick, I don't even know where my checkbook is anymore. Exactly. Like my wife had to show me, hey, by the way, checkbooks here in our house. Oh, okay. You know the last time that I wrote a check? I can't tell you. I think my wife recently wrote a check for the guy doing our block work out in front here. It was like, I think it was like a deposit, right? But writing a check nowadays is, you're ancient. Hell, a lot of our services that we use, we Venmo, or we link with a credit card, or we have it on auto pay at our bank. You don't even think about it. It just goes. It's just there. And this automation of life is going to continue to grow. Right? This automation of hell, our pool. Right? We have a pool in a hot tub. We have an app that we set the temperature for. Boop, 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 boop. There you go. Back in the old days, number one, if you had a heated pool, you were wealthy. Well, it wasn't that much more to have a heated pool. So we were like, well, that sounds neat. So now, now mind you, we live in Florida, so it doesn't get that cold. But on a chilly night, you jump into a heated pool. Shit, you're living the dream. And then you got the hot tub if the pool ain't warm enough, right? But it's on an app. We don't even have to walk outside and like flip it on or anything. We don't even have, this is, everything's this. Yeah, no doubt. The old hot tub twist timer. Now you go to a YMCA, you might find one of those still. But, right, it's all on an app now. Speaking of the YMCA, my wife and I have a membership at the YMCA. My wife uses it. I really don't. You pull up the app, boop, it recognizes you're there, you check in, boom, you're in, out, you're done. My wife and I went to Walmart grocery shopping. She has an app on her phone. Walmart, boop, done, paid, out, we're gone. She don't even pull out a credit card no more. Hell, you want to get gas? Use Apple Pay. Boop, there you go. You're out. Everything is so easy now that, see, where's the app to do my cooking for me? That's, you can download it. You can download your app for your cooking. It's Uber Eats, or it's what's that app I use? Oh yeah, DoorDash. All right, I use DoorDash. I place my order, and on DoorDash, each restaurant I have a certain, meal I like from each restaurant. When I log on DoorDash, when I press the DoorDash app, it says, do you want to reorder? Yes. Boom. Hit it once, hit OK, and voila. DoorDash, uh, Panda Express has accepted your order. We'll notify you when your order is on its way. All right? That's that. Oh, Light Shadow says no deliveries to the woods where I live. Well, drones are going to change that. Brother, drones are going to change everything. You give it 3 years, dude. And I'm not exaggerating. Give it 3 to 4 years where Uber, and I'm not exaggerating, look it up, have drone taxis that will literally, they're unmanned. They'll land in your driveway, pick your ass up, and drone you wherever you want to go. Friends, we're at the point where technology is moving so fast. And on my Patreon channel, when I did the video about the futurist, I showed you Ray Kurzweil from Google. All right, for those of you that don't know, Ray Kurzweil is the lead futurist at Google. He said, and he would know because Google's working on it. If you live for the next 5 years, you will live for the next 200 years. Think about that. If you live, thank you, brother. Hey, Gordon Ben, what a nice shirt. Thank you. Yes, this is a banana playing a guitar. All right. Yes, and please smash the likes, share this information, and subscribe to the channel. Now, let's get a word from the sponsor. But yes, the lead futurist of Google said, if you survive, and I use that word on purpose, if you survive the next 5 years, you'll live for the next 200 years. That, because now, right, RNA technology is revolutionary. What that means is, in layman's terms, they can now rewrite your DNA using what's called CRISPR technology. You think I'm bullshitting? I'm not, folks. We're all about to live a lot longer. Right? All right. Goat Squeezer. It says you won't be allowed to own a vehicle. WEF already told us they want us out of cars. Now, you're right, but you're wrong. See, you won't own it, but you'll be able to lease it. Now, I'm not saying that's right or wrong, right? Plus, there will be ride shares, right? There will be cars. Plus, a lot of people are going to work from home. This is the transition, folks. How many people in the last 2 or 3 years do you drive more now than you did? Or do you drive less now than you did 3 years ago? I drive less. Well, no, I drive more because I like driving from like Florida up to St. Louis. Yep. Rick, I drive way less. Right. Less. Yep. Right. GB says about the same. Right. It's this is all right. This is what I'm talking about is our world is changing so much, right? And women, and I say women, I know I'm generalizing and all that. Women, how much shopping do you do? Now, when I say shopping, I mean going into the store, walking around and shopping. My wife does a lot less. She orders the food or groceries on an app. Then she picks up the food and they run it out to her car. All she does is open the trunk, they throw it in, she closes it, she's off and running. All right. This efficiencies, this time efficiencies are going to grow. More and more people are going to work from home. More and more people are going to be like me, where, all right, my employment is completely decentralized. Like, I work for myself. I do my show. I have CALIX Solutions with Patrick. We have the Founders Group. We have all of these things. But what I'm doing and what I'm trying to teach people to do on my Patreon is how to decentralize yourself out of the workforce and launch your own decentralized income streams off of the growing technology available. Look how many people have gotten filthy rich off YouTube, off of uh, uh, what's that, TikTok, off of Twitter. They've gotten a ton of people that are leaving leaving the workforce. We are so, hang on one second, is Tether's collapse going to be a good thing in the long run? Well, Tether's not going to collapse. I hate to tell you, it's, you know how many people have been telling me that Tether's going to collapse? No, not going to happen. It's too used. You go over to Asia. You know the number one transmitted cryptocurrency in Asia is Tether. Not Bitcoin, not Litecoin, not Ethereum. It's Tether. Tether ain't going nowhere. As long as people value it, it will keep going. Word from the sponsor. Here we go. Hang on one second.
Are you buying and selling cryptos on the same laptop that you're using to browse the internet, read your email, and visit social media sites? If so, you're exposing your cryptos to theft. Whenever you're online, you're at risk of getting hacked and having your identity stolen. How would you feel if someone stole all of your cryptos? What would that do to your finances? Guard your cryptos with a safe and secure laptop from CALIX Solutions. Each laptop is set up just for you and your cryptos, and then we walk you through exactly how it works. Don't risk the security of your cryptos. Order a crypto laptop from CALIX Solutions now to secure your crypto future. Learn more at calixsolutions.io.
Absolutely. And don't forget, we just put out the Liberty laptop. The Liberty laptop is the laptop of the future. It allows you to it allows you and gives you the information and software to eliminate yourself off the internet. Then to relaunch, how would you like to go back in time and not have all your information out on the internet? Be pretty nice, wouldn't it? The Liberty laptop gives you that capability. It's in all the instructions, where you go, how you do it. But we also offer a service in there that does it for you. And then you relaunch out of the Liberty laptop, and through the education you get with the laptop, because remember, now, good job, Bob. Not only do you get the Liberty laptop, you get the free lifetime subscription to the CALIX Solutions portal, which is the updates on all the things we learn. We update inside the portal. And we give you the information, we give you the technology, and we retrain you how to live with online sovereignty. That's a group of words you're going to hear more and more. Online sovereignty. Mark my words. And call Patrick now, 702-845-8276. Just give Patrick a call and say, hey, Patrick, what's up with this Liberty laptop? He will tell you all about it. And point you to the right direction for getting yourself a daily use Liberty laptop that helps you reclaim your sovereignty online. All right, everybody, have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, same time. And my friends, see the opportunity in today and go after it. We are all, if you don't change your life now, if you don't see the opportunities that's available to you and you don't grab onto them, you're going to regret it. Because right now is the easiest time to get wealthy. It's right now. The decentralizing, use the tools at your fingers. Use Facebook, use YouTube, use TikTok, use these network amplifying products for yourself. Let me give you let's use the restaurant or the neighborhood cook idea. Let's say that woman charges $10 a plate and she sells 30 plates a day. That's $300 a day to produce 30 plates. So she may have $100 worth of cost, but she's making $200 a day profit. I'm telling you guys, if you're a mechanic, be a mobile mechanic or work on cars at your house. Let your friends in your social network, let them know that you're working on cars. All right, I'm out of here. Everybody have a great, great